Yes, Tucker, it has to be. And I can only imagine that, for the families and the students here, I'm standing here at the Covenant School entryway behind me, seeing them coming in and paying their respects to the memorial that's been set up there, offering flowers there, questioning why did this happen. And as you mentioned, it is so important for us as a society, as a country, to confront that question with the truth. We see this so-called woke trans ideology, this agenda of sexualizing our kids at very young ages being pushed across the country, and this dangerous message to our kids saying that, hey, if you are being taught traditional values, whether it be by your teachers or your parents, you are a victim of child abuse. And that's what it looks like what happened here, that this shooter seems like they felt justified because they were a victim, and therefore they felt they had to go and take this action based on retribution to go after the so-called abusers. The real child abuse that's happening here is coming from those who are seeking to sexualize our kids, again, at younger and younger ages. And the message that this tragedy unfortunately sends to us all, and the message that those you're talking about are trying to send, is watch out, be careful. You will not only be canceled, but now you face the threat of violence or even worse, death. We have to have the courage to confront this truth. We as a society have to have the courage to protect our kids, understanding that we can't allow them to intimidate us if we hope to provide a future for our kids, to provide a future in this country.
This doesn't sound like a liberation movement to me. I think most Americans, I'll speak for myself, are instinctively sympathetic to anything that liberates us. But this seems like a movement inspired by hate, and we know that by the reaction to the murder of the most innocent among us yesterday. If it's impossible for certain groups to say unequivocally, this is evil, then I think that tells you something about their motive and where they're coming from.
It really does. Again, this comes to the core interest that we should all share, which is what is in the best interest of our kids. How can we as a society protect them and allow our kids to be kids and protect their innocence? We see those who are trying to push this agenda on the most innocent, the most impressionable among us for their own nefarious purposes. They are the ones who are enacting this abuse. They are the ones who are motivated not by good, not by love, but instead by darkness and hate.